Hello, everybody. Another day, another episode of Truth Be Bold, and we're joined here today by a very special guest, Dzenita Djulovic, one of our original first cohort members from Bosnia and Herzegovina, who was selected for the BOLD Fellowship back in 2020. So hello, Dzenita, welcome. Hello from France, and tell us a bit about yourself. What are you doing and why you're in France today? Go again.
Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. I'm in France currently on my second semester of master's program, Erasmus, where I change country each semester. As Anya said, I'm one of the first cohorts of BOLD Fellowship program, and I'm proud to be, and I'm proud to see how it evolves each year and where it is now, considering where it was when we began with it. I'm currently on an Erasmus Mundus program, which is imaging and light and extended reality. So I'm in the field of XR, AI, and all that jazz.
So, Dzenita, coming from Živinice all the way to France and going soon to Japan, what is it, the vision behind Visio and everything you're trying to do?
The vision first stems from my past experiences, and there's some things that follow you always along, no matter where you are, like curiosity. And I've always been a language lover as soon as I learned to walk. Before I even knew how to write and read, I was listening to English cartoons and learning English, and then later German and all the other languages. Not to say I'm fluent in any of those, but I love learning languages. So combining that with my passion for technology, passion for learning new things, and currently what was unknown is the XR technology for me. So I decided to dive right into it and see if I'm capable of handling that technology, if I like it, if there's more opportunities for me there. And with Visio, which is the first AR application that I developed for language learning, visualizing words as 3D models and representing them through camera in your real environment. There I saw a huge potential for utilizing that technology in educational sense, which is not so represented right now. It is used mostly for gaming. So that's kind of where that vision became more crystallized, and I saw future for it. So I decided to pursue a master's degree in XR to expand my knowledge in that field first and foremost, and then to see what else I can change in the future with new things that I develop.
You're saying you recognize this opportunity for a business, but you also took a step back on working on yourself and developing yourself academically. And I think in the startup world, it's also a bit of a big decision to make whether you go into an academic road or you kind of quit your studies and fully focus on your business. So what would be your advice? How do you recognize when it's the right time for another opportunity or taking another path?
I kind of had a not so linear path. I finished my bachelor's degree, then I started working, and then after working, I started master's degree, which is usually the path people take is bachelor's, master's, work. But because of that work experiences, I think I gained much more insight into my future goals and ambitions. And the way you can recognize when you're ready for something partially is the gut feeling, which tells you are you ready or not. But then also looking at people who are a bit ahead of you, like who you aspire to be in your next step, not someone who's really big and successful in what they do already, but someone who's just a couple of steps ahead of you, and seeing what helped them, talking to them, and getting advice from them, and then figuring out how you can apply that to your life. I've talked to a lot of people. Half of them said you will not go back to school after starting work. And the other half said, I wish I worked before starting master's, because then I would have much more clear goals, and I would be much more focused in pursuit of
persistence and all that. Fantastic. I love that. No, that's a great piece of advice. And you said you're kind of always looking into these role models and people achieving their own goals. Is there anybody you would wish to collaborate with in the future, especially through Visio or any other projects?
I don't have a specific list of people, but I always love seeing how our BOLD alumni community evolves. And it's awesome because we're at such different age ranges and also stages in the startup with our startups. And I think we can always find someone first in the BOLD alumni community to collaborate with. And I also have someone in mind. She has just started her own side business, and she's someone I trust highly. Like if you're watching this, I think I would love to collaborate with her, but also just seeing other BOLD alumni, how they are doing and exchanging knowledge and experiences helps greatly for everyone, I think.
There's a lot of back and forth of, regret. Are you doing the right thing? Is this the right thing for your future career? Were there any doubts in your entrepreneurial journey, and how did you overcome them? How do you deal with them on a daily basis?
Yeah, that's more framing. How do you deal with it constantly? Because there's always going to be doubts. You're gonna also your belief in yourself and your entrepreneurial journey, if you can call it like that, even is gonna oscillate. For me, the highest point was moving away to another country, first to Finland, now to France, and then to another continent, Japan soon. There's a lot of pressure on yourself, expectations, like you're in a new country, expectations from everyone back at home, expectations from yourself. Are you good enough? Are you going to handle this new environment? You're with people from all over the world. Like, is your background good enough? Will you struggle more than others, less than others, and so on? But I think what helps me the most is having the support system back home that, if I can say, I have built. But first, my family is my biggest support, and I know, and they constantly tell me that no matter what happens, they are there, and they do not measure their love or anything by how much I achieve or something, but rather with my own happiness. And also, I think it's important the friends you choose to surround yourself with. They kind of push you, but also they are your safety net. If you fail, you know that in their eyes you're not failing, you're still friends, you're just learning, and they will be there to support you in all situations.
And that's so important when you're building a startup, that you have the right support system, right advisors, right mentors, people who will be your sounding board, but also your kind of safety net if all else fails. The notion of failure is super important in terms of we need to kind of learn that we're ready to fail. And we need to accept failure as a part of the journey. When you tell your story, it sounds like a string of successes, if I can say it so. Is there any particular failure you remember, and how did you overcome it? How did you kind of take the next step forward?
Definitely there's ups and downs, but if we just look at the social media perspective, there's just the highlights. There's such times of uncertainty when, for example, you're finished one chapter of your life and you need to start another one. So when I was finishing my bachelor's degree, it was always a question, what next? And it's like you need to know what next, but you have no idea what do you want from yourself. So in that case, it's probably the best to make several plans and see where life takes you. So for that year, I also applied for a job. I applied for both job and master's degree. I wasn't sure at that step which one do I want. If I got both, I still didn't know what I would choose. But luckily, sometimes life decides for you. I didn't get the conditions I needed for the scholarship for the program, master's program, so I happily accepted my job offer, and that turned out to be the path that I needed to be on. That proved to be much more much more beneficial for me in terms of my learning and personal development. You gotta talk with your network, like several plans, and have some belief in fate and luck to be to be on your side, I guess.
What do they say? Fortune favors the bold. So I think it's kind of really apt in this situation. And now in France, and when I've met you, you've been to the US, so you had the exposure to the French, to the Finnish ecosystem. What are some of the main takeaways that you will keep in your entrepreneurial toolbox when you decide to go back on track with Visio and any other projects you want to be doing?
Firstly, it's evident that this is ever-changing field. We can call it field. But so the flexibility is number one thing that you learn in the entrepreneurial ecosystems. Even now, like during the classes and so on, professors teach us one thing today, and tomorrow they come with, oh, there's a new paper, and this is now possible, what wasn't possible just yesterday, and so on. And it's really crazy how fast the technical development is now going, so you have to keep up with that. Next would be constant learning, I guess, because you never know everything and you have to learn so many aspects of the business if you want to run the business and be an entrepreneur. Finding the right mentors and people who had like the most impact on my life were the mentors that I worked closely with. They pretty much changed some directions of my life and learning and the way I mindsets and so on. So having that community also entrepreneurial, being connected to your entrepreneurial ecosystem is also important if you want to grow in that field and develop yourself personally. So
given everything that we've discussed today, what is a piece of advice you would give to anybody just starting out their entrepreneurial journey?
I might actually steal Philip's phrase here.
Go
Bold
for
on.
it. Bold on.
He's trying to make a catchphrase for us. But yeah, bold on because everyone is experimenting. No one knows like for sure what they are supposed to be doing. Part of the fun is in experimenting things and seeing what goes right, what goes wrong, where you could improve. So no matter what the years, you're in the perfect years to start. Never is too late. I mean, people from 15 to 50 are developing their own businesses. So it's never too late to start and start experimenting first. You don't have to get it right from the start. And for sure, be connected to the people that are small steps ahead of you that can help you, and your entrepreneurial community will surely push you forward.
Thank you so much for the conversation today, Dzenita, and especially leaving on such a light and positive note and an inspiring note to ever play, be like children, have fun while we're doing it, and always continue to innovate. So thank you so much, and speak to you soon. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.